I've always been the one to say the first goodbye. Had to love and lose 100 million times. Had to get it wrong to know just what I like. Now I'm falling. You say my name like I have never heard before. I'm indecisive, but this time I know for sure. I hope I'm not the only one that feels it all. Are you falling?
Righto, that was a short and sweet break at Broken Hill. I always say helicopter pilots never take things seriously, do they? Look. Lol.
Okay, so we're going to head out of here today and head toward Arkaroola, potentially Leigh Creek, potentially further. We'll just see how the day pans out. So we're about 61 miles to run to Arkaroola and about to fly over Lake From. I don't know if that's how you say it, let's hope it is. It's F-R-O-M-E for those of you who are playing at home. So yeah, pretty friggin' huge lake. Looks like a salt lake at the moment. I wouldn't imagine there's heaps of water in there, but as we get closer we'll have a look. So we're actually just tracking to the south of the Treslesky, I think how you say. Goodness me, I need to learn how to say all these words. The Treslesky Desert on my right hand side. We're just on the bottom of it, pretty much all out on the right hand side is that desert, and that desert extends quite a fair way north. Might land at Arkaroola just to stretch legs, pop some cameras around, and then go for a bit of a quick sightseeing tour before heading off. Was going to stay there tonight. Look, it's still an option, but I don't think I'll get a chance to really have a look around, and there was an astronomy tour, which unfortunately they don't have enough people for, so that means they're not running it tonight. Otherwise I would have stayed there tonight. I've heard lots of good things. My friends have begged me to go there and have a look. So I'm just going to have a fly around and then head to Leigh Creek where I can refuel. Then head generally, hopefully down to Port Augusta, but if not, there's a couple of other spots that are close by with accommodation and food options. As always, I am also self-sufficient with all my gear, so worst case I can just camp out somewhere. Another beautiful day. And once you get past about 6,000-7,000, it is quite smooth. Makes for pleasant flying. I'll tune in as we get a bit closer to Arkaroola. Welcome to Arkaroola.
Love of mine, someday you will die, but I'll be close behind. They'll follow you into the dark, no blinding light or tunnels to gates of white, just our hands clasped so tight, waiting for the hint of a spark.
So here we are, Arkaroola. Everyone's talked about it and definitely coming in. I can see why. So as we pan over here, you can see some of the hills. I'm by myself, so it's probably not a whole lot of fun staying here, but it's a place that I definitely think I need to come back and visit. Hopefully let's get a crew of people together and come up for a few days and explore. It's just really hard to explain how pretty this is in real life. You can see, very nice. So what we're going to do is jump in the plane and go for a fly around and then head to Leigh Creek.
If heaven and hell decide that they both are satisfied,
and then onwards. I love the runway markers here. I don't know if you can see them. They're actually yellow hard hats. Super cool. It's something I have not seen before. I wonder if they light up. That would be cool, wouldn't it? But I don't think they do. All right, little scenic flight, and then off we go skis.
The soles of your shoes are all worn down. The time for sleep is now, but it's nothing to cry about, 'cause we'll hold each other soon in the blackest of rooms.
And traffic Arkaroola. Bushcat 250 airborne. Be doing a local flight within 10 miles and then trekking Leigh Creek.
If there's no one beside you.
Of you.
It's pretty rugged terrain. What a shame it's so far from anywhere, but on a plus note I guess it's also so far from anywhere.
Now we're back in the fight. We're back on the train.
I think some of these roads and are all part of old mine sites from the looks of it. There's lots of old mine activity here. It's just scattered with old mining history. So I'm going to go that there's probably some shafts down there somewhere. I'll do a bit of homework and see what I can tell you. But yeah, it's just like, when you look at my map, it's mine. Sounds like a seagull. You can see over there the lake we flew over on the left-hand side. And then we're going to be tracking a little bit to the right of here on our way to Leigh Creek. Leigh Creek. I've actually been here before, flew a caravan here on the way through from Broome to Tassie. Or actually Broome to Canberra it was, back in the day, long time ago. Actually about 25 years ago. So it's been a while since I've been in. Lots changed. Anyway, heading into Leigh Creek. This is a South Australian coal mining town, which is to the west of the Flinders Ranges, which is, I think, you look out, you might be able to see all the way through. Let's put the other camera on to see if we can capture that. Yeah, so Flinders Range is running through there, just the other side of that. About 260 miles north of Adelaide, 150 miles north of Port Augusta, which is where I'm hoping to finish today's journey. The mine was closed in 2010, and it's basically now a ghost town. So not a lot there, but there is fuel, hopefully. Otherwise, I'll be living in the ghost town forever. So I'm just coming around this way a little bit, and hopefully you'll see it on the GoPro. Is the old Leigh Creek coalfield. It's just amazing to see I'm going to go with how much damage has been done. Obviously it's been abandoned. Not active, no one's there, but we'll fly around and have a look. So from one extreme to the other, and we just had Arkaroola, which was just beautiful landscape, to what is basically an abandoned coal mine. Quite eerie, to be honest. Okay, welcome to Leigh Creek. Let's get some fuel, and then Port Augusta for the night.
So, this is about the furthest we're going to get to the west on this trip, I think. Leigh Creek. Little sign there. Whoop. Yeah. This little machine's going well. I think I've done about close to 20 hours in it since I left, and just hasn't missed a beat. So, awesome machine for getting around in. Get some fuel and carry on our way. Traffic, Leigh Creek, Bushcat 08, about to enter in runway 1, departure to the south, Leigh Creek. So for such a small town, population 91 in Leigh Creek, their terminal facilities were great. Got fuel. Terminal was open, everything was clean, bathrooms, happy days. So anyone flying around, drop in and visit Leigh Creek. I'm not sure if you can get into town very easily, but actually pretty cool. Alright, next up, Port Augusta. Let's go. So over on my right-hand side is Lake Torrens, and if you drew a straight line from here over the other side, you would get to Woomera, which is the home of all of the Australian sort of missile testing and space satellite launching and all sorts of other cool stuff. And I have a little tiny story that goes with that, because my old man is ex-RAAF, and he was with some mates. He wasn't flying, at least that's what he tells me. He wasn't flying, and they had a little issue. So they actually landed out here on Lake Torrens, and unfortunately for them, the airplane pretty much sunk into the Salt Lake, and no one knew exactly where they were. So it did take them, I think, a day or two to be found. And what I'm going to do is I've asked him to send me the newspaper story so I can share it with you. So hopefully you'll be reading that as I speak. But I mean, it looks huge. That lake is massive, and it's very inviting, but you definitely don't want to land on it. I would say very soft. I understand they had some sort of a mechanical issue which left them to be land down there, and obviously just an aeroplane like a 210, which weighs a bit more with small wheels, isn't going to go great. This aeroplane probably okay, apart from the tail wheel. That tends to get stuck in the softer stuff. Alright, and as far as an update goes, 71 miles to run to Port Augusta. This almost completes the big chunk of the loop, and if I zoom out on my map, we're pretty much almost in the middle of Australia, which is kind of cool. Not quite, but very close. It's been a good afternoon. We're down a little bit lower at 6.5 now, and no bumps, so the air's definitely cooled off. Actually feel a bit cool, first time in a few days. So yeah, just going to track into Port Augusta for the evening. Alright, it's got a bit cooler. Said that for a while.
last of the ranges there on my left. And if you can look straight ahead, you can see the ocean and where it comes into Port Augusta. So that's super cool. We're 30 miles away. Obviously you can see that clear as day. So the visibility out here today must be close to 50 to 100 miles. I will start a descent soon. And our plans to be in the circuit on sunset. Always a nice time of the night to finish up flying.
127.05,
A bit of traffic. The controller's actually working pretty hard, to be honest. That's mostly airspace above me and obviously going, I think, in bad load.
Traffic Port Augusta and the Bushcat inbound, flight Dock 574 is now 10 miles northwest inbound 3000. Joined a 10 mile final for runway 15. Will be touchdown time at about 26 Port Augusta.
Port Augusta Airport. Airfield lighting on.
Righto, we're 6 miles to run on finals. Sun is setting. What a fantastic day it's been. Look at that sun out there on my left wingtip, just lighting up those ranges. I actually remembered how to turn the runway lights on this time, so that's exciting, isn't it? I wonder if they're going to charge me more for that. Probably. Nothing for free, is there? No problem with a long final like this, an aeroplane like this, is it takes about 3 weeks to get to the actual airport, but that's okay. No rush, no one else here. It'll be a quiet evening in Port Augusta, and then sort of out and around this way for the next 2 or 3 days. Going to zip down a little bit further tomorrow, and probably around there for a day, and then slightly towards Hindmarsh. Catch up with my good friend Barry with the Tiger Moss, and then make my way home. So the Outback tour will sort of pretty much come to an end almost when I land here. Been a good trip and a good reconnaissance of lots of places, and I think that's what's been good, is just to have a look without any pressure. Now the hard part is to get about 10 other airplanes to do it with, I reckon, because that would be cool. So I'm going to plot that. If you're interested in coming along, look us a message if you're watching this video, because it'll be awesome. 5 or 10 aircraft touring around, maybe for just a week or so would be good. Maybe a 7-day thing, 10-day thing. We'll start a group chat, and I reckon we should aim for the same as this time next year. So OzSTOL 2026 can be the starting point. We can muster there, and then from there do this lap around the west. There's a lot of places I didn't go to, a lot of places I want to stop at. There's some cool pubs, you know, Arkaroola obviously. So I think if we can get enough people to do it, it would be epic. Because it's such a long runway though, I won't actually land at the lights. I'll be taxiing for 3 weeks and we're at the tail wheel, so what I'll do is I'll just come down to where they are and then fly down to the other end and land. Pretty much the same as I have been doing. These big wheels are awesome for landing off-road, but not great on tarmac. So the less I run them and use them up, the better. Alright, we should be near glide slope. We should see a light go out very soon. Thought it would be close now. There we go, 1 red. Okay, so the aim here is there's 2 reds. Okay, so we're now on the glide slope. The aim is keep 2 reds all the way down. And then we should touch down where those big white markers are and all the skid marks from the fast planes. That's looking pretty good. Go a little bit high there, we lost the red light. And back onto 2 reds, 2 whites. 2 reds, 2 whites. And we're not going to land here. We'll fly down. There you go, there's the lights out there on the left. Look like little R2D2 things. And we're coming up the taxiway, so we might drop.
So, lovely Port Augusta. Overnighted. Had to get Chinese for dinner. There wasn't really much else open, and pretty sure the bunch of people on the table next to me were RFDS pilots, so shout out to them. Some interesting stories they had. There we go, Port Augusta in a picture frame. It must be the most picturesque part of Port Augusta. Turns out that's not a great cafe.
And left me in my stately home, blazing on a sunny afternoon. And I can't sail my yacht, he's taking